What are the side effects of medical marijuana? Are they really just side effects, or am I getting too high? Welcome back to Discover Marijuana. I'm Tim Pickett. I'm here with Blake Smith, bioanalytical chemist and scientist, guru of cannabis.
Guru. Wow.
And Josh Fitzgerald, clinical pharmacist with Deseret Wellness here in Provo Cannabis Pharmacy. Blake, run me down the top 5 side effects of medical cannabis or cannabis.
As a guru. No, I'm just kidding. Psychoactivity, so you feel high, is one. Munchies, lethargy or tiredness. Some people, depending on the strain, have energetic interactions, so you actually lose appetite.
Dry
mouth, headache,
red eyes.
Some people experience heart racing. Some people have anxiety. Some people have paranoia.
This is like our cannabinoid video where we're
unlocked. I got ready. I was ready.
Come on.
Now.
So, Josh, what do you think what do people want to avoid mostly?
Most all of that, really. But some of them are actually really good if we think about it. So the lethargy or sedation that cannabis can cause is something we aim for in patients with anxiety or having trouble sleeping. So is it a side effect? No, it's kind of a effective effect, I guess I would say.
Yeah.
So we treat it differently in certain circumstances.
So do you find that patients, like you're guiding treatment based on the side effects of the products?
Yeah, and we don't talk about like side effects necessarily. They're just the effects of the product. And we tailor the dosing regimen and the treatment plan around those effects that we can get out of certain strains and different dosage forms.
Are there delivery methods that cause more effects or side effects or more psychoactivity? Or is it really just the compounds that are in the plant?
Delivery method does make a difference because it's how quickly you will have that amount of,
or if it's delayed, for that matter, too.
Or if it's delayed. So edibles typically, I know mostly what Zion plush gummies do. 45 minutes, you'll feel the Delta 8. An hour and 5 minutes, you'll start feeling Delta 9. And that's almost universally true across the board. Vape, you should feel it within a couple seconds, really.
Yeah. Yeah, and so if you're prepared for that and know what to expect, you kind of eliminate some of the bad effects from it or be able to tolerate them better.
So you're picking products with patients based on the condition and then what they kind of want to get out of it, the effects versus side effects. Do you find that there's different compounds in the products that you tend to lean towards for certain patients?
We tend to like Delta 8, like Blake said, if patients that are kind of having problems with nausea and stuff like that, or don't want to reach some of the psychoactive parts of it, or could be a side effect for them, we're going to go with Delta 8. If we want no side effects at all, then we're going to use creams for people that we can apply creams to. So there's different dosage forms that we use. The tinctures that we have on the market today are great because we can really eliminate some of the side effects with the dosing parameters around those. As you increase and find the correct dosing for the patient, it eliminates some of those side effects.
This, I think, Josh hit the nail on the head. So in a medical program, you're actually specifically tailoring the medicine for a specific condition. So in one case where you don't like the munchies, we actually formulate specific products to give people munchies in some cases. Some people who want like that lethargy, we're specifically Lemon Dream.
It's a good product because it helps people with nausea.
That's right.
Because it gives people that appetite.
That's right. And really, we're looking at specific cannabinoids to do specific functions. So that's just creating medication. That's all that is. So it's not really a side effect. When I think we're talking about side effects, sometimes we're talking about headache. We're talking about, the red eye. We're talking about,
dry mouth, red eyes,
rapid heartbeats and stuff like that.
And in older patients, this dizziness, they reported dizziness.
Oh, yeah, that's very common among
this population that's, they're new to cannabis.
And they're going to experience that more than likely. Yeah.
Do you feel like we're really talking about the side effects of THC Delta 9 though?
Yes.
Because the other cannabinoids, they don't really have a lot of negative side effects. They're only therapeutic effects.
Mostly lethargy.
With high doses.
Mostly you just feel lethargic.
Got it. So another question that we get is, can I use products to avoid these side effects, or do I just need to combat them with, eye drops or lemon candies?
You can do that.
What do we do?
You can definitely like lower your temperature on your vaporizer to kind of get to a lower point with and other cannabinoids that fall within that temperature range. Changing dosage forms can sometimes help too. Going from like a vape to a tincture is a good idea to kind of eliminate some of the anxiety or rapid heart rate that might come from a vape. There's different options, but sometimes it's just something you have to kind of push through in a lot of ways. I tell some of our newer patients that you're going to experience maybe a headache the first couple of times you use it. That's just because your body's getting used to it. You haven't experienced quite this feeling yet, and it will go away over a couple of days.
So building up tolerance to the medication is another kind of important piece of a medical cannabis like patient's protocol, so to speak, is we're going to need to be consistent with these low doses, and over time we can kind of adjust what we can tolerate so that we can handle a little bit higher doses and essentially not be affected by the side effects so much.
Sure. I mean, it's the same for everything else. If you're going to start off running, you don't start off by going and running 12 miles, right? So why would you think that you want to start off with a 32% flour? You know,
right.
that makes no sense whatsoever.
Or a 30 milligram gummy, you know?
30 milligram gummy. Even if you're an experienced user, that may give you a weird weekend, right? And so I think one of the biggest differences is if you're an experienced user, you've already kind of gone through this, kind of what Josh was talking about. You've kind of experienced what happens when you've had too much. And so you kind of know how to get through that. You're going to sleep it off. You're going to have food. You're going to, you can add CBD to start tapping that down, right? If you're a new user and you've never experienced it, that's when you're going to have that moment of like, what have I done? Is it going to be okay? Are the cops after me right now?
Right. Be sure to watch our video about cannabis overdose when we address that specific issue and kind of what to do about it. When it comes to these side effects, we can keep them low with adding CBD and choosing products with CBD in them.
We can, yeah. So like if you are on a gummy, let's say, and we have lots of people that come in and they'll use a gummy for the first time and they're like, oh, it made me so tired. Well, that's what gummies are intended to do. That's one of the side effects that we like. But dosing it with CBD kind of eliminates some of that tiredness that you get from it. You have a more pleasant experience using it, and it'll protect you from experiencing some of the other higher end side effects like psychoactivity.
Sure. So it sounds like we need to be intentional about what we're doing with the cannabis as medicine. We're going to use it consistently at low doses to kind of get used to those side effects and effects. Keep a journal is what I often tell patients so that you can pick those products that you like the side effects, and you can use those to your advantage.
And you can come back to me and talk about this journal that you've written about, how things have affected you. And we can tailor-made and change your therapy to fit it better and be more appropriate in its dosing.
That's awesome.
No rainy days out of your bag of sunshine.
That's right. Keep a journal. Comment below if you've had side effects that in the beginning you thought were bothersome, but in the end, you found that you use that product to create that side effect, so to speak. Subscribe and watch. We're going to do a video about overdose specifically and what to do about it. Thanks for watching.